Hi, my name is Farida, and I talk about living a life of ease through remote work, travel, global mobility, and financial freedom. If any of those things sound like a vibe, please like, comment, and subscribe. So, today I'm going to be talking about countries that offer the top digital visas. What is a digital visa? What are the general requirements? And what are the easiest and fastest countries for that option? Let's jump right in. As people rapidly turn to remote work, governments aim to attract digital nomads and offer digital nomad visas, also known as remote work visas. Currently, 66 countries offer digital nomad visa programs, and new countries are joining every day. As someone who loves traveling the world and is currently looking for a remote from anywhere position, while I enjoy the current role that I have and love the benefits, the students, the colleagues, everybody, I am really keeping my hopes alive to get a remote from anywhere position where I can explore this digital nomad visa. A digital nomad visa is a temporary resident visa that allows people to stay in one country while working remotely. If you're already a digital nomad and looking for a new destination, or if you're going to take your first step into digital nomadism, let's examine the countries that offer digital nomad visas and details together. This trend rose after COVID-19, and the shift to remote work accelerated quickly. Today, many people have the opportunity to work from anywhere. Although I've worked remotely since 2015 as a scorer for Pearson, my main job as a remote worker did not start until 2019. So I always loved remote work. I always loved the freedom, the flexibility, but I didn't take it super seriously until around the COVID time. So that's when it really started to blow up at that time. And there were a lot of people that were on social media at that time, remote working from little cafes in Paris and here and there and making it look so cute and so fun. Now I'm starting to see that a lot of that was just social media and not real life. No, you cannot work from the beach. I have tried, it does not work. Sand gets everywhere into the computer. It's not fun. You can't leave your laptop while you go for a dip. It's stupid. It's actually stupid. So, everything that you might see about remote work and being a digital nomad is sometimes for hype. But the reality is, you're still doing your job. And then after work, you're going out and exploring the country. And in my case, a lot of times I was simply sleeping and resting and resetting my nervous system. And to be honest, now when I'm in Texas, I have that same feeling of peace. I have that same feeling of I can relax. I don't have that pressure to perform. I don't have to show up as someone other than me. I don't have to be Miss Chirpy, bubbly, super energetic. The people that like me are going to like the low key, low energy Farida, the slow talking Texan, and that's cool. And the people who don't like it, don't like it. What I'm saying is, I don't have to be in that cute cafe in Paris to really enjoy remote work. I can feel that same feeling of peace, that same feeling of calm and happiness right here in good old Texas. Here are some general criteria to be eligible for a digital nomad visa. So, unfortunately, if you've had run ins with the law and criminal background, this opportunity might not be open for you in several, if not all, countries because they don't want to allow people with bad criminal records into their country. So, most everyone I know is in that category. So, digital nomadism is something you should look into. You also need a certain income requirement. So, for the country that I'm looking at, Barbados, as of today, when I'm filming, you need $50,000 a year, which is a pretty high bar compared to other countries. A lot of countries don't require that much money, but Barbados is not the cheapest place to live, so it makes sense. They want to make sure that you are fully taken care of and the government is not going to have to take care of you. You also need a job that's suitable for remote work. So, if it's something like what I do, where there's a lot of personal information, student records, information that is very highly classified and sensitive, then that job is not going to be suitable for remote work. You're not going to get approval. It's got to be a job that is truly work from anywhere and there is not sensitive information that other countries can hack into. Also, your job has to be based in a country other than your destination country. So that seems a bit obvious, but yes, if you are wanting to be a digital nomad in Albania or Barbados, the position cannot be based in Albania or Barbados. It has to be based in a different country, i.e., the US of A. And then most countries are going to want you to have good health insurance. So they want you to be able to take care of yourself in case of any sickness, illness, emergency, and so forth. So that's why a lot of them have those income requirements and health insurance requirements. They do not want you to come there for them to take care of you. They want you to improve their country, bring in more revenue, bring in more tourist dollars, etc. So here are a list of the digital nomad visa requirements. You need to have a valid passport. If you haven't gotten your passport yet, go ahead and get it. You need an application form. You need a photograph, a clean criminal record, as we discussed before, a residence certificate, proof of monthly income, which usually are your bank statements or work stubs. You need your work contract. You need your bank statements, health insurance, your health check report, and your university degree or professional certificate. Some countries will give you tax free advantages to work in their country. And then in some countries, you might end up paying double tax. You might be taxed for their country and taxed for your home country as well. So definitely do your research on that. As of today, here are some of the countries that offer you tax free advantages: Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, my country, Cape Verde, Costa Rica, Croatia, Curacao, Dominica, Dubai, Ecuador, El Salvador, Greece, Grenada, my other country, and Montserrat. And there are also countries that reduce your taxes if you are a digital nomad. Those countries are Portugal, Italy, Spain, Japan, and Greece. What are the advantages of being a digital nomad? By working remotely, you can explore different aspects of a new culture for about a year without disrupting your work. So, if you do not want to have to take a sabbatical and risk losing your job, that's a great advantage. But you just have that itch and that hunger to see a new culture and to be immersed in that culture. Being a digital nomad, it doesn't get any better. Well, it does get better if you're retired, obviously. Another great thing is that 66 countries have digital nomad visas as of today. So that means that there are a lot of different options that you can explore. If you've always wanted to live in Europe or South America or Central America or the Middle East, there are a lot of countries on that list that you can explore. Also, digital nomad visas are usually valid for 1 whole year, and many countries allow you to extend it while you're there. So, I mean, 1 whole year, you're basically a resident. So, that is a lot of time to explore and see if you like the country and you want to stay longer. And it's just enough time to say, hey, I miss home. I don't think this is going to work out. And head home or try another country. Also, the infrastructure of these countries Because of the digital nomad visa, working on the island of Barbados was so easy, so smooth, so pleasant. And I have to say, Grenada was really good as well. I was able to upload videos, I was able to connect to servers. If my job allowed me to work from these countries, I would be able to work from those countries. The infrastructure is so great, and they have a lot of cafes and remote work spaces that you can use as well if you want a change of scene from your apartment or your Airbnb. And then countries that offer digital nomad visas generally have more affordable living costs than many other countries. So, this is the global arbitrage that I'm always talking about. You take your income where you are that has a higher cost of living, and then you live for a while in a country with a lower cost of living. And that way you can save, you don't feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you can have a higher quality of life with less money. A lot of people do that in the US, they move New York to the South. They bought in California and they can buy two houses in Texas. So it's the same concept. And another pro, as we stated before, is that digital nomad tax exemption so that you're only paying taxes in your country. You're not paying taxes in the new country that you're being a digital nomad in. And then the cons, as I stated before, not every company will allow you to work from another country. That is the sad and really pathetic bucket that I'm in at this time. So just take your time, look for another position, enjoy where you are now, and enjoy the journey. Don't let it get you too down. Also, some countries allow your family members to come with you and apply, but some countries do not. So that's another thing you have to think about if you have small children or teenagers that might need to come with you. Not all countries will allow this. Another con is you're no longer in your comfort zone. As much as we might hate to admit it, we're creatures of comfort and we like what is familiar to us. So some people might miss home, might miss those GMO laden foods that we all are addicted to. The fresh food, spices, and different cuisines might not agree with you. People's different cultures. Some cultures have a habit of staring really hard at you. And me, I'm used to it. People stare at me in the States, child. But that might be something that's really difficult to be in a country where everyone is staring at you or wanting to touch your skin or wanting to touch your hair. That might be a huge culture shock. You might not like that. For me, when I was in Morocco, it was really difficult dealing with all of the little children and how they were really a gang of children all the time coming to sell little souvenirs and flowers and magnets, and they were very, very aggressive. At the same time, you felt really bad if you didn't buy anything. So that was a culture shock for me. I was like, why aren't these kids in school? Why are they everywhere? And then another con can be maintaining that work life balance. You can't just wake up and go for a hike or go see the sights or go on a tour like you might want to. You might have to log into that meeting and have that self control and get your work done before going out. So, you know yourself, you know that if that would be something that you could do for long periods of time in your dream country. And some people just can't do it. And some people have no problem doing it. Okay, and special mention, I wanted to talk about Malaysia's digital nomad visa. Malaysia is a dream for me. It's a country that I've always wanted to explore and work in. So, just a special shout out to Malaysia. Their application fee is roughly $225, and their income requirement is so reasonable at 24,000 per year. The visa length stay is 1 year. An online application is possible. They are very family inclusive, so your family can come with you, and they have very high internet speeds. Here are the fields that you can apply for with Malaysia's digital nomad visa: IT, digital marketing, content creation, software development, cybersecurity, UX and UI, blockchain, and AI. Malaysia's also offering the DE Run to Nomad Pass, which gives digital nomad visa holders privileged access to co working spaces and other services for digital nomads. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you consider being a digital nomad and traveling the world and seeing this wonderful creation. It is something that just gives me so much joy. It centers me and it calms me. And I really, really feel like more people should think about it, be open to it, especially if you're not super rich and you are trying to figure out a way to save large chunks of money while traveling the world. All right, thank you so much. See you in the next video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Move Abroad playlist for more inspiration. Have a great day. Bye.